European Union law is the body of rules and principles created by the EU that governs relations between its institutions, member states and individuals while shaping legal standards across the Union. The institutions of the European Union are the European Commission, the European Parliament, the Council of the European Union and the Court of Justice of the European Union. The role of the European Commission is to propose legislation, implement decisions, and manage the day-to-day business of the Union. The legal functions of the European Commission is to draft legislative proposals, enforce EU law and represent the Union on the international stage. The membership structure of the European Commission is composed of one commissioner from each member state who collectively act in the interests of the Union. The role of the European Parliament is to scrutinize EU institutions and participate in the legislative process. The legal functions of the European Parliament is to amend, approve or reject legislative proposals and oversee other EU bodies. The membership structure of the European Parliament is formed of directly elected members of the European Parliament from all member states. The role of the Council of the European Union is to coordinate policies and adopt legislation jointly with the European Parliament. The legal functions of the Council of the European Union is to negotiate and adopt laws, set budgets, and develop foreign and security policies. The membership structure of the Council of the European Union is made up of government ministers from each member state who meet in different configurations depending on the subject. The role of the Court of Justice of the European Union is to ensure that EU law is interpreted and applied equally across all member states. The legal functions of the Court of Justice of the European Union is to hear cases, give preliminary rulings and resolve disputes involving EU law. The membership structure of the Court of Justice of the European Union is built on one judge from each member state supported by advocates general. The sources of European Union law are treaties, regulations, and directives. A treaty is a foundational agreement between member states that sets out the constitutional basis and powers of the European Union. Regulations are binding legal instruments that apply automatically and uniformly in all member states. Directives are binding legal measures that require member states to achieve certain results while allowing them freedom in the method of implementation. The impact of European Union law on the law of England is that it required domestic courts to apply EU rules with priority and interpret national law consistently with European obligations. The impact of European Union law on the law of Wales is that devolved legislation had to comply with EU obligations and apply European rules as a matter of priority. The extension of rights to individuals through doctrines developed by both the CJEU and domestic courts shows that direct effect and indirect effect enabled people to rely on EU law before national courts where enforcement ensured greater legal protection. The concept of supremacy of EU law over the domestic law of member states recognizes that EU rules prevailed whenever there was conflict with national legislation. The impact on sovereignty of Parliament during the UK's membership of the European Union shows that the obligation to give priority to EU law temporarily limited Parliament's freedom to legislate contrary to European obligations. Thank you for watching this video on European Union law. I'll see you in the next one.